You know, I was looking at the New York Knicks, right? And I wanted to see who they played opening night for the season coming up. And I see that the season starts a little bit earlier than it has in the past. Usually NBA season starts first week of November, around Halloween. This year it starts in mid-October, which is a little bit unusual. So the season's about to start in less than 3 weeks. So I wanted to see who the Knicks played. And lo and behold, guess who the Knicks played in the first game of the season? Now remember, these schedules came out a couple months ago. Oklahoma City Thunder. So when I see this, right? What a coincidence, right? And the first game of the season is going to feature the storyline of Carmelo Anthony, his old team, and now the team that he plays with, that he was just traded to. So let's entertain that. Does this mean that the long-held storyline that he wanted to go to Houston, but it was some things blocking that, and then all of a sudden, does that mean that maybe that was all bullshit the whole time, and that they were just waiting to the right time to, quote unquote, okay the trade for him to go to OKC? So it's kind of be a hot issue right before the season starts. And then, let's go to the point what a lot of us complain about as far as parity in the league. And we've been complaining about how the Eastern Conference, which was once the strongest of the conferences just a decade ago, and one of the reasons why I heaped so much praise upon LeBron James in 2006, 2007, when some of you LeBron fanboys were still in diapers, and got the nerve to call me a fucking LeBron hater. You motherfuckers, I smack you like Patton did that fucking told you if I saw you in real life for calling me a LeBron hater. But that's why we gave LeBron so much praise in 2006, 2007 when he led that team of quote-unquote bums to the finals when the East was strong. But now the Eastern Conference, we complained that it had gotten very weak. Instead of it getting stronger, the Eastern Conference has gotten even weaker. I think, 4 or 5 All-Stars have deserted the Eastern Conference and gone to the West. So it's even weaker. So this ensures, barring injury, that LeBron James will be in the NBA Finals for years to come. The East is weak, but LeBron is our only real superstar in the East. So let's ensure his continued arrival and appearance in the finals by making it even weaker. Done. Now, the Golden State Warriors are a super team. They're great. But it can get a little monotonous to see the same team go every year on both sides. So let's give them a little bit more competition. Let's make Golden State work for it. Now, they're still the favorite, but they can afford to work for it a little bit more, okay? They're a little bit better. They're a more higher octane team than the Cleveland Cavaliers, even though I think Cleveland's made some improvements, and I think I'll make a video about that tomorrow. But they're younger, too, so they'll be around for a while, if their team stays together. So they can afford for the Minnesota Timberwolves to improve, the Houston Rockets to improve, the OKC Thunder to really improve. Other younger teams can start improving and getting their shit together. And ultimately, I think that the Warriors they're still the cream of the crop of the Western Conference, but I think the days of them winning 67, 70, 73 games are over with. They're not going to win that many games next year. And I bet I'll shut my channel down. That's how confident I am of that. I'll shut my motherfucking channel down. All my enemies out there, all of you who hate me and subscribe to me any goddamn way, I will shut my channel down if Golden State wins at least 67 games next year, because they won't. And also, there's these storylines. You know, the storylines is what sells these games now. And have you noticed that for some reason all of these superstar players are now connected in some way? You have Carmelo Anthony now with the OKC Thunder. Okay, he's playing with Paul George. Paul George, of course, was with the Pacers organization, who were having that mini rival with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now he's with the OKC Thunder too. Russell Westbrook is his teammate. Russell Westbrook, of course, played with Kevin Durant with OKC so many years, and Durant went to the Golden State Warriors, and of course, there's that rivalry now with the OKC Thunder and Golden State Warriors. And of course, the Golden State Warriors also have a rivalry with LeBron James, who, of course, has played OKC Thunder in the finals in the past as well. So that could be a new rivalry. And of course, with Kyrie Irving, there's a rivalry that's going to be born with the Boston Celtics. And of course, there's already been a rivalry, of course, with the Washington Wizards, because they were seen as the only team that could give Cleveland constantly, when we heard it all the time last year, they're the only team that can give Cleveland a run for their money. Boston, just not built right. Now you got a guy there in Kyrie Irving who can create havoc on Cleveland's backcourt. Not saying they're going to beat them in a series, but of course the rivalry's there with Kyrie and LeBron. Then of course you have the Houston Rockets with a rivalry against the OKC Thunder last year, and of course Houston Rockets kind of built the way they play basketball. It's sort of an even hyper 3-point happy version of what the Golden State Warriors did. And of course, you get where I'm going with that. All these teams are kind of connected with some type of rivalry or some connection of some sort. Storylines. And in my opinion, wrestling is kind of just, it's similar to WWE. Not quite as fake, but it's not totally real either. And these guys get paid millions of dollars. So am I doing this to shit on LeBron? Everybody, everything I do according to LeBron fans is based on LeBron. Even though I'm really saying that all these guys' legacies are tainted to an extent. That's just me. I just think the NBA is rigged now. Now, I talk about it because I find it interesting. I love basketball. But sports of all angles are rigged now. Mayweather McGregor, Canelo, Triple G. This shit is rigged. It's entertainment. I don't take sports as seriously as I did 20 years ago. And I don't think any of you guys should. But a lot of you do. To the point where you wish people's channels get shut down and, and things like that. But NBA, it's entertainment, man. That's all it is. It's entertainment, something to help us get through our day. And all of this, who's the greatest and all this shit, man, really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, man. But pretty much, that's it, man. I just think that basketball is taking a page from wrestling and all these other sports, man, and they're it's a league that's built on personalities and rivalries. And I think that's one of the reasons why the NFL is struggling, because the newer generation is more geared toward personalities and rivalries. And the NFL is becoming kind of boring to these younger people. We're a narcissistic nation, all right? And the NBA, I think, gets it. The NFL kind of doesn't. So that's my take, man. I just think the NBA is rigged, but it's pretty much just to ensure that the league is financially successful for years to come. And it's to the benefit of the owners and the players who are going to make millions of dollars and billions of dollars over several years. It is kind of to the detriment of us fans who are duped into thinking that all these shit's real. I really always kind of, I'm going to say this in conclusion too, I always kind of suspect that some of the stuff that is said out there by some of the talking heads is fabricated, material. Like, I sometimes even wonder if a guy like Stephen A. Smith really even does have an acrimonious relationship with Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Like, supposedly, Kevin Durant doesn't like the guy, but I wonder sometimes, in life, in actuality, these guys might be friends. And maybe Kevin Durant came to Stephen A. Smith and said, hey, let's do this. Let's do this for publicity. Let's do that for publicity. You know what I mean? That's just, how my mind works. I could be wrong with that, man, but a lot of these guys are entertainers, man. That's all I got to say. Tell me what you guys think.